What does MAGA mean to you then? So Make America Great Again, what does that mean to you?
The America I grew up with, we want it back. We want people to stop censoring us. We want them to stay away from our Second Amendment. We want freedom of religion. So if you're a conservative, if you're a Christian, if you're white, you're male, it doesn't matter what color you are. We want people to be respected for who they are. We don't need to have stones of infinity stones because you're black, you're gay, you're trans. We just want everybody to be treated equal. And they're trying to say that we're the party of the racist party when they're the ones actually wanting Jim Crow rules back.
In what way?
Well, colleges, they want to have black and white graduations. They want to separate us.
Where do they want that?
What colleges? Man, look, okay, I don't know, Google it.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and the devotion with which the Trump faithful defend their orange Lord and Savior is dumbfounding at times. The blind allegiance has been likened to that of cult members that are under the spell of a charismatic leader.
Make America Great Again. What does that mean to you? What's the again?
To me, the again means that we have somewhere safe where we can have those freedoms that we are so lucky to enjoy. There are so many people throughout the world that do not have what we have, and it is a blessing. That's why we have people that want to be here, and we will fully encompass all of that greatness again.
When did we last have it, if it's again?
I feel like we did have that when President Trump was in office. I feel like we can work with what he built on in the first presidency and make it even better.
When he was running in 2016, it was before he'd even been president, but he was still saying make it great again. Again from when?
That is a good question. I would say if I could guess, it would be, and I think that they're very politically lined up, would be maybe with JFK. And when he was president, and what we embodied with some optimism and freedoms that we didn't have before, and trying to find that.
TYT's Michael Shure has interviewed some of the dumbest people outside of Trump rallies. These MAGA morons are no different from the traditional definition of a cult member. They have given up their own lives to chase the delusions of a madman. They are willing participants in a scheme that puts them in a position of being used to accomplish their leaders' goals. Self-identity and critical thinking are not what carnival barkers like Donald Trump look for in supporters. This is why Donald Trump loves the undereducated.
Make America Great Again. It's been his mantra since he's run in 2015. What does that mean? What is again? When was America great?
Well, that question right there says everything that I need to know about you, that you don't really think America was ever great at any time. I think America was great. The spirit, the whole purpose for America was about the American spirit, coming here and making something for yourself and having the opportunity to do that for yourself, to work hard. And that's what America is all about. So the people that hate America will always say, well, when was it ever great? It's just not a very good attitude to have, in my opinion.
When one thinks about what a cult is, images of Marshall Applewhite and the Heaven's Gate cult come to mind. Members took their own lives to chase a UFO that was supposedly following behind the Hale-Bopp comet. There was no UFO, but Heaven's Gate disciples took a combination of sleeping pills and alcohol and ended their lives at their leader's direction, Marshall Applewhite. The group committed suicide so that they could ascend to higher versions of themselves. What would make a seemingly normal, adjusted person drop everything and join one of these type of groups? What is the primary draw that attracts people to leave their own lives to follow the delusions of a madman? Those are all questions that come to mind when we are confronted by the stupidity of the Trump faithful. Donald Trump has a cult-like following that see him as sent from God. They make excuses for him and dress up in Trump merchandise from head to toe.
When was America last great?
4 years ago, or 3 years ago.
Well, he was saying it before he got there. He was saying make it great again. So he didn't think. What did that message mean to you then?
I felt President Reagan was an excellent president too.
And nobody between Reagan and Trump.
I am not a Democrat, so.
Well, you had George Bush there, and you had George Bush's son.
He was right, yeah, but I still liked President Reagan.
It means stopping the invasion of our nation by illegal immigration. It means rebuilding our economy that's been destroyed by the Biden administration. and it means making us secure in the world again through our strength in the world that keeps the whole world in check.
What does that mean to you, the again part of that? When was it great to you?
Supposed to have been great in the founding era. Then it got changed in the middle 1800s, and I won't go into all the details because that's too long of a story.
But that was slavery and the Civil War.
It's a little different than that because in the late 1800s, the manipulators bought out all the school publishers, and so they changed the narratives.
And so that's when America was great then around that time?
It's supposed to have been great up until, well, maybe up to the time of Andrew Jackson.
And when was it great in your lifetime?
Unfortunately, the cognitive dissonance is such that it actually never really was. I went through fear porn, Vietnam War, duck and cover drills for the, nuclear stuff. So I've never experienced it being really great.
Human nature can be credited with many of the unchecked behaviors displayed by Trump supporters. TYT's Michael Shure seems to highlight these characters' defects that Trump supporters share. It's not at all surprising that Trump supporters sound the same. They are always repeating the same worn-out talking points that are making the rounds on social media. They get their information from the same propaganda sources and concoct outrageous arguments to back up their already faulty reasoning. We cannot let these ignorant jackaloons make the decisions that we will all have to live with. Donald Trump doesn't even care about these morons. He's using them, but they're too stupid to understand that. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.